we study what happens to salmon after they die. So how all of the millions of salmon that come back to the BC coast every year fertilize coastal forests. Essentially, if you have 500 million fish coming back to the Pacific Northwest every year, you've got a giant nutrient pulse and this annual fertilizer that comes back. And it's really important to know exactly the ways in which they affect the ecosystems they come back to, because if they disappear or there's a year with a bad run, we need to know how the ecosystems on land are going to change because of that. My name is Alison Dennert, and I'm a PhD student at Simon Fraser University. Every year for the last 13 years, the lab has been counting salmon on about 25 salmon streams in heiltsuk territory.
So my name is Howard Humchit. I'm from the Heiltsuk Nation. I've been working with the Reynolds Lab roughly 8 years. These smaller systems like this, like today, we've seen a lot of fish and it's early in the year. If the bigger rivers have poor years, these smaller systems are going to be the ones that are going to sustain our diet.
A lot of these salmon rivers are creeks and really small streams, so they might not be more than 5 or 6 feet wide at some points. And there's a little gap between a big log that's down that you have to crawl under, and it's not wide open, beautiful plains. So there's a lot of woody debris and a lot of small streams that end up being really important, especially for the species of fish that we work with.
Well, the government, they're always looking at the bigger rivers, like the Fraser and the Nass and the Skeena, and the bigger rivers, that's what they focus on, and that's where they get a lot of their numbers. These smaller systems like the two that we counted today, they don't even really necessarily see them as salmon rivers. They just see them as little creeks, and they hold a couple of hundred or a couple of thousand salmon, but that's still a lot of salmon that come back year after year.
So I think it's really important to be monitoring these streams, especially for chum salmon and pink salmon. Oftentimes the creeks that they're coming back to are these really small ones that we walk that are often overlooked. So we look at 25 streams in heiltsuk territory, but there are thousands. There's a lot of streams that don't get counted every year, and there's definitely a limit to how much work people can do, but every salmon that you count is important, and it's important to have that data because you can't make decisions about fishing if you don't know how many salmon are there to be able to take.
Globally, we got to protect what's left so that our kids have something. We always say we're owners of the land, we're caretakers for the next generation, but we need to take care of it today. So that's what these numbers are going to do for us.